Welcome, everybody, to Knoll Gas Motorsports Park in the little town of Martin, Michigan, located just north of Kalamazoo for the 4th annual Pizza Hut Summer Drags. Of course, we're on the ADRL, Flowmaster Mufflers National Guard Drag Racing Tour. You know, this racetrack was built back in 1962 by a guy named John Grivens, and it has been a staple for professional touring drag racers since then. A massive improvement project a few years ago made this now one of the showcases in all of drag racing. But for the first time ever, and I might add for the farthest north point ever, the American Drag Racing League is here, and so, of course, is Kenny Nowling, and this is way out of the normal, I guess we should say, range of the ADRL.
It is, and when we made the decision to come this far north, you know, last year we went to Norwalk, Ohio for the Chevy Drags. I was a bit apprehensive about that. Now to go one step further into Michigan, certainly we had to, a lot of things were considered for that to happen. So for us, though, the guys from the South, in large part, made the haul up here. The gas crunch is getting all of us, including them, but, you know, all I care about is putting on a great show for the fans that show up at our events, putting on a great show for the sponsors that invest in our events, and taking care of our racers. You know, our racers have proven time and time again that they're resilient. They'll come up here, they'll brave the heat, they'll brave the gas prices, they'll brave the highways. And Steve Gorman, our Extreme 10.5 world champion, breaks down in Oklahoma on the way here. The power stroke goes out. What happens? Frankie the Madman Taylor comes to the rescue, stops by, picks him up. Both the Texans are here this weekend.
It's an amazing statement of the ADRL regulars who are here, as you pointed out. Bill Clanton out of Rome, Georgia. Edmund Hall coming from Montgomery, Alabama, a racer who, quite seriously, very seldom travels out of a 3-state area. Made the tow up here. It's got to make you feel good to see loyalty as well as that adventuresome spirit.
Well, you know, and I said to myself when we made the decision to come here, as long as we've got full fields, and we do have full fields in all of our categories, Extreme 10.5, the only 2 full fields we've ever had were this year. So as the folks here in Western Michigan, the fans continue to file in, we're looking to pack the house again. That's what we do. That's become our staple, and put on a great show for them.
Well, as you're well aware, in the state of Michigan, there are only 2 seasons. Lots of winter and a very brief amount of summer. You're right, the heat is going to play a factor here. But quite honestly, it's only warm for Michigan. I think it's not anything serious enough to make the racers really struggle.
No, and I usually leave the atmospheric conditions up to you. But these guys, as they continue, and gals, Michelle Wilson sitting #1 right now in Extreme 10.5, as they continue to try to negotiate this track, as it continues to get a little cooler, a little darker, the sun goes off the track, wouldn't shock me if we saw world records tonight.
Very, very good point, and that's the beauty of many ADRL events, is as the event goes on, the conditions continue to improve. A lot of racers are going to be banking on that, but that'll make the first couple of rounds just that much more entertaining to see how indeed they handle the worst conditions of the day very first up.
All right, thank you very much, Brett. Ted Jones here, Mike Side with you, along with Doc Riley, and we'll tell you about a problem. We were talking about handling conditions. Ray Camiso had a little problem in qualifying, Doc.
Yes, he did. As you can see, he gets right at about half track, starts going one way, the other way, overcorrects, and then smacks the wall.
Ray uninjured, fortunately, in that, but the car suffered a little bit of body damage, as you can see right there. Ben Axel, the quarter panel smashed in on his beautiful Camaro, so he would be out of commission for the weekend. Now let's go to the highlights in round #1, Pro Extreme Motorcycle. This is Jeff Lindemann, and he would be facing Billy Vose.
Very nice matchup in Pro Extreme Motorcycles. These guys come to the line, and again, as we've mentioned, it is just a little bit trying here early in the day, hot conditions, and for these 2-wheel titans, this will be interesting.
Well, it looked like Vose had the whole shot, gets to the finish line first, 444, 160 in the 8th mile. Let's go to top end.
I don't think you could perform the way you do if there wasn't some challenge to fix a problem.
Hey, it's a story of my life. What can I say?
Well, the problem he's talking about is the fuel system dropping pressure, but let's skip ahead now to Darian Gilroy, Monty Campbell.
Monty Campbell off the line, a great lead there on the light, and that'll pay off at the top end.
Well, Campbell will advance with that hole shot after Vose helped him, and he'll have to face him in the next round. Take a look at how close this was at the finish line right there, about half a bike length.
The biggest thing about Billy is he got you in the 430s. What did you have to change?
Everything. I mean, no, we've had electronic issues, all sorts of issues. He came here, got our stuff straightened out, and now we're going, so can't complain.
We'll move ahead now to this race, Matt Profit and Artavius MacArthur.
Heat of the day, Oh, problems right off the line with Artavius. He crosses the center line. That's going to hand the victory to Profit of 4:31 at 166 miles per hour.
Cloud cover coming in, track cooling down a little bit. How quick did you think it would go?
I'm guessing 33.
31.
Cool.
So here's the way they'll pair up as we go into the quarterfinal round. Let's take a look now at some of the highlights from the first round of eliminations. Pro Nitrous, first of all, featuring Randy Weatherford, that gorgeous Camaro, against Brad Personette. Personette, the guy that came over from the NHRA Sport Compact Series. He tried Nopi. They went out of business. So he's going to run ADRL and do so competitively.
And he brings an awful lot of experience, too, and they're going to need experience right off the line. Both drivers, a wheel stand on the far side, shaking up and down all over the place. Not pretty, but Randy Weatherford will take the victory with the 602.
As this cloud cover moves in, track's probably going to take a little more.
That's what we was thinking, but it looked like it didn't do it that time.
So yeah, I'd have made the same mistake too.
Yeah.
Let's go back now and take a look at this round between Thomas Myers and Jamie Hancock.
A lot of experience here at the top end of this one. Boy, the kid leaves first, but Slick gets the win. A 398, 186 miles per hour.
Rebecca, my wife, she's by far none my best supporter, and I mean, you can hear her screaming all over the country whenever we do good.
Let's move on now to this pairing between Stan Allen and Doug Reisterer.
Reister moving into the lights, and it starts to flicker a little bit. Boy, a reaction time of .210. That's going to hurt him. This one will be Allen, 411, 181 miles per hour.
My boss man said, they said, man, get up there and cut you a good light, and we'll take care of the rest of it. And they did.
And rounding out the first round of elimination coverage highlights here, Billy Harper faced Edmund Hall.
Heat of the day starting to take its toll on some guys as they read that track. Look at that, Billy Harper, 396 at 185 miles per hour. Nice shot for Billy Harper.
With the cloud cover and the air temperature cooling down, that was probably a pretty safe run.
Oh, it was. We didn't try to kill anything, but at the same time, this car just loves to run fast, so we're going to let her go.
Terrifyingly fast.
Well, I hope the competitors think that.
So here's the way they'll go into the quarterfinal round of Pro Nitrous. We'll have that later in the show. Some of the National Guard personnel there, kind of a private cheering squad for Josh Hernandez.
Yeah, Josh Hernandez, we'll see him in a couple of minutes, but there's Jason Scruggs, and this is the guy that can make everything happen. It's a single shot right here in Pro Extreme. Jason will have a good opportunity to kind of shake down things here, but he always drops the hammer and always goes big time. Look at that great straight run.
And he shut off early, ran a 383 at 200 miles per hour.
You just ruined the nights of every person on the property racing in this class.
What did I do?
383 at 200.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty good run.
Yeah.
On the car,
All you can say is yeah.
That's incredible. I saw the butterfly shut before he got to the 8th mile. Meanwhile, bad news here for Bubba Stanton right there, oil on the ground. That means he hurt something even though he won the first round.
Frankie Taylor and Dwayne Watkins continuing here in round number 1.
Take a look at the tire shaking over against the concrete wall. Ooh, that was close.
It was running. It just got close to the wall, and I was like, man, keep it off there.
You'll have plenty of chance to let her loose. Don't worry.
Yes, sir. It's going to run. Thank you.
Here comes the National Guard entry, Josh Hernandez against Noel Felton.
Hernandez had an awful lot to prove here, and he gets a little bit slippery towards the top end of 389 at 192 miles per hour. The men and women of the National Guard saying, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying some other stuff this weekend, and trying to go a little bit faster, put up some big numbers.
Well, after Jason Scruggs, you better start putting them back up.
Yeah.
So here's the way they'll pair up in round number 2. Pro Extreme coming at you later on. Meanwhile, the rains came to Martin, Michigan. Stay tuned.
You want to do this? Or how about this? Then you gotta get the latest Summit Racing catalog at summitracing.com. It's your ticket to millions of in-stock parts, fast, free delivery coast to coast, and the industry's lowest prices guaranteed. And Summit Racing backs it all up with #1 customer service in high performance. So if you want to do this or this, then get your free Summit Racing catalog at summitracing.com today.
ARP, the world leader in fastener technology, the fasteners of champions.
Any automotive related thing for the engine, I mean, it's pretty much straight ARP.
We use ARP products, and they're very dependable and reliable, and that's why we use ARP products. Anything to be more consistent or more reliable is really important, so we use ARP for everything we can. If I want to be the best, I got to have the best on my car. I saw ARP was the best, and I decided that was the company I wanted to go with.
ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Well, as you can see, the rains came to US 131 Motorsports Park in Martin, Michigan, and I mean it was a downpour. We had tornadoes in the area. We had severe lightning, and as a result, the electronics took a hard hit. We lost the Christmas tree. We lost the timers. We lost everything that was electronic. So let's move forward to Sunday now. Sunday morning, as you can see, puddles everywhere. Kenny Nowling had an idea.
Bulb will not work. You'll come forward slowly. They will tell me when you're pre-stage, and they will tell me when you're staged. When you're staged, I will hold my hand up. Right lane, you're staged. Left lane, you're staged. Okay? Listen, seriously, guys, for a minute. Seriously, like for a minute.
Yeah, can you do ballet?
Seriously, for a minute. Listen to me. Here's the bottom line. Somebody's going to leave early. Somebody's going to red light. We will know it up there. You're going to get speeds and ETs. We'll know it up there. We'll get wind lights. Okay? There's no science to this, guys. You're going to get good test laps of nothing else. But at the end of the day, we need to award a trophy here. Is it reasonable to ask you guys and gals to play the money out and the points out this way? No way in hell. That will illegitimize what we're doing. But they will be talking about what this crazy guy convinced all these crazy people to do for a long time.
Well, indeed they will, Kenny Nowling. So let's go racing with the arm drop. It's ADRL goes Pinks.
Hey, it's old school racing, and I like what Kenny said. Just get up there, race. We'll worry about the points and the money later. Let's put on a show, and that's what the Flowmaster ADRL Series is all about.
Well, there you see Kenny Nowling on top of the A-frame where the tree was, the arm drop. Hey, he did that pretty well.
Absolutely. Now, again, there's no electronics here, so we've got no time, but Monty Campbell is your winner.
Had to lead just a little bit, nearly crossed the center line right there. Take another look at it, because believe me, this is the official finish. Remember, there are no wind lights right here. Wow! Was that close near lane? I call it, Doc.
Just a blink of an eye.
Here comes the next pair right now. This is Matt Profit and T.T. Jones. They'll be facing each other.
Conditions very, very dry here. Dried up considerably, but again with the rain the night before, it was tough. Here's a good look at it. As the president of the ADRL gets set to launch the next pair of bikes, old school here in Michigan.
We used to call this the tree cam. We now call it the Kenny cam.
The Kenny cam.
T.T. Jones picks up the win. Now, guess what? They have got the timers running. You saw the 446 right there. So they managed to get that repaired, but we still don't have a Christmas tree. So now we have the Kenny tree.
No reaction time on the Kenny tree, but a pretty good ET.
Yeah, about 3/4 bike length win on that particular run. So let's set up the next one right here. This is Memo Marciano and Scott Gray.
Again, conditions right here just about perfect for these guys. They get back up. You really have to concentrate as the crews have done all they can do, lining their riders up into the perfect spot, and then all attention will focus to Kenny.
Now, if you weren't paying attention to Kenny, he said when he raises his one arm, that indicates that you are pre-staged. When he goes all the way up in the air, you are staged. Both of them are staged. He drops the arms. Good start right there.
Get that front tire up in the air in the far lane. Scott Gray, a 453 at 166 miles per hour to take the win.
Coming up next would be a single run by Charlie Profit, because Jack Young, his opponent, could not make the call. So Charlie Prophet will go on a single right here. Let's see if he gets a time. I don't know if the timer's going to be running. Guess what? Kenny's going to give him a one-arm start.
Prophet off the line. Clutch hooks up good. He kind of drifts to the center line, but he'll take a victory and move to the next round.
And let's take a look at the ladder sheet right here as we go into the semifinals. Here's the way they'll pair up for that. Now, meanwhile, we had a former Pro Stock driver and a guy that runs for the National Mustang Racer Association that's going back into Pro Stock. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Billy Glidden, son of the legendary Bob Glidden, one of the winningest Pro Stock drivers in the history of drag racing. He was there to make some time trial runs.
What do these two have in common? They're both working in a fun and financially rewarding field, and they both graduated from Marine Mechanics Institute.
I definitely feel like I'm living my dream because I love what I do every day, and I love being outside on the water.
Train at MMI's new facility in Orlando, Florida to gain the knowledge necessary to work on today's marine engines. Make the call today. Marine Mechanics Institute. Dream it, learn it, live it.
Power and performance for over 35 years. It's Moroso technology that builds winners. From fuel and ignition, oil pans and pumps, to frame and suspension, it's Moroso technology that puts power in the hands of the driver. Real world tested for the professional or enthusiast. Log on now and check out the complete line of Moroso performance products for new classic or late model muscle. Get Moroso technology. Real world power and performance for over 35 years.
Well, you're watching the Flowmaster ADRL Pizza Hut Summer Drags, part of Adrenaline the Series. We're coming to you from US 131 Motorsports Park, Martin, Michigan. Look here. Some of the kids playing right there in the puddle, catching some water bugs. Proud of that catch. Boy, make great bait, kid. Let me tell you if you want to go fishing. Plenty of water puddles still around right here, but other than that, the skies have cleared up. It's a beautiful Sunday. Extreme 10.5. They do it on 10.5-inch tires, folks. These guys are borderline nuts. Billy Glidden has put 10.5-inch tires on that Pro Stocker.
Billy Glidden has had some outstanding passes in this class and some other sanctioning bodies. He ramps it up right here to bring it in. I can tell you one thing. This ride is always right and tight.
His opponent will be H.T. Wilson. Now, we have timers. They've got the timers back up and running again, so we will be able to give you an elapsed time and a mile per hour on top end. We do not have a tree, so it's still the Kenny tree out there. Whoa.
And a little bit of confusion right there, but Billy Glidden says when the arms drop, I'm going at 432, 165.96 miles per hour for PG.
Now, because we don't have a tree, we don't have a reaction time, and both those drivers are glad we don't because they just set a record for the slowest one, believe me.
Yep, a little bit napping there on the line.
Here comes Bob Mandel. He'll be facing Gary White. Wow, sideways on the burnout right there. Unbelievable burnout competition here. They need to give an award for the best burnout.
Well, you know, when you get the fans fired up, they're going to do it in bad news. As Bob Mandrell with that outstanding burnout, he broke something, so he's going to be sidelined. Single pass here for Mr. Gary White.
This tree can also think, folks. You see he's motioning to get the car out of there, and it'll be a single pass. Now, he knows it's a single, so he's not in any big hurry right there. He's actually trying to get low ET and get lane choice. 529 at 97 miles per hour will not give him lane choice. Nowhere near it. Next up will be Brett Rao, and he'll be facing Steve Gorman.
Boy, I love the sound of that as they complete their burnouts back and inside. Gorman has had some very consistent runs so far this year on the ADRL Tour, and he's looking to be able to make his mark here. Very tough ladder here in Pro 10.5.
Well, Brett Rao will get up there and stage first. No, actually, Gorman pre-stages first, according to the Kinney tree.
Gorman, your reigning series champion. He gets a good jump off the line there. Brett Rao's going to have to play catch-up here at the top end. Wow, a 461 at 153 miles per hour.
Well, I think probably that we had a little rolling of the lights going on. You could see right before Kenny dropped his arms, slowly but surely. Take a look right there at the right-hand side of your screen. Watch the car. See how it keeps creeping forward and creeping forward. Kenny's telling him he's free-stage. Now Kenny says you're staged, and just a little bit of a move gave him an 8-second ET, which means you red-lighted, my friend. Next up, Todd Moyer burns out right there. He'll be facing Michelle Wilson. Now you saw her dad, H.T. Wilson, who was defeated by Billy Glidden in the first pair we had here in the quarterfinals. The last pair will be Michelle against Todd Moyer. Take a look inside the car right here as the crew people open it up. They want to check everything. And they're indicating you're ready to go. Lady, stage it up, so she'll do just that.
She'll do just that, and on the Flowmaster ADRL Pizza Hut Summer Drags, Michelle Wilson brings her A game in. A nice launch by both competitors. Wilson, 438, 169 miles per hour to take the win.
Yeah, it looks like Moyer had some problems there at about the 300-foot mark as he started drifting around. I don't know if he had severe tire shake or what was going on, but this will set up the semifinals in Extreme 10.5 later in the show. Stay tuned for that. Billy Harper approaches Pro Nitrous Quarterfinals coming up next.
Locar Performance Products, building American quality with a lifetime warranty. Locar celebrates their 20th year of providing the best possible products and service. Drag racers, Locar has you covered. Locar offers 2 types of dial-in boards. No drilling or welding required. Locar's anchor-tight locking flexible transmission dipstick is NHRA accepted for use in all categories of competition. And check out the latest from Locar. To learn more or to order your free Locar catalog, log on to locar.com. Locar, quality, plain and simple. The J.C. Taylor Agency is the world's largest insurer of specialty automobiles, and since the 1950s, they've been involved with the antique and classic automobile hobby. Every policy includes the agreed value coverage, where you and J.C. Taylor decide on what the vehicle is worth, and you're covered for that much in the event of a total loss. Fast, no-hassle claim service is second to none. Get a free, no-obligation quote online and see how much you could be saving on your collector automotive insurance. Insure with J.C. Taylor, and you can drive through time with peace of mind.
I'll give you $5. $5 if you need it. $5.
Remember the kid that found the bug? They're daring him to eat it, offering him $5. Let's see what happens.
Eat it. Eat it.
Boy, the pressure is on. $5 on the line.
We'll let you know what happens later on. Pro Nitrous Quarterfinals coming up right now. Billy Harper will face this guy, Randy Weatherford.
Cloud cover, beefing up just a little bit, track temperature down, a lot of moisture in here. Let's see what these guys can do here. Pro Nitrous Quarterfinals.
Pro Nitrous is the class, by the way. If you're new to ADRL, they're allowed nitrous oxide injection, no blower. We'll have the blown cars coming up just a little bit later on. They run them in 2 separate classes. That's an exclusive feature of the ADRL because it's really hard to get parity between the blown cars and the nitrous injected cars. Oh, a little late off the line over there for Weatherford. All over for him. Billy Harper, 4 flat, 185. Weatherford did not see that arm come down, Doc.
No, he didn't. He goes to 482. And here we'll take a look at the replay cam once again, brought to you by the National Guard. Both lines down, and boy, we're talking napping over there in the right lane.
Next up, Dennis Radford would face Shannon Jenkins. Radford in the Mopar, one of the few to make it in the Pro Nitrous qualifying. Shannon Jenkins, known as the Iceman, probably the guy knows more about nitrous oxide injection than anybody in the business, let me tell you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're north, south, east, west. Shannon has seen probably every single type of weather condition you could throw at him, and he's got an answer for all of it. The Iceman, cool under pressure, and he's definitely got all that horsepower in the bottle.
He stages first. Radford taking his time now. He staged. The arms come down. Good start.
Jenkins looked like he's a little bit squirrely over there in the far lane. Radford a 413 to take home the victory. Corvette time!
A pair of them, Thomas Myers and Greg Godwin.
Myers last round went at 398 at 186 miles per hour. He's definitely got some performance built up in that car.
Well, that's Greg Godwin right there, the crewman. The reason he waves that door like that, in case you're curious, is to get the tire smoke out of the car so it doesn't cloud the view of the driver. If you've ever wondered why they open those doors and wave them like that, and you're new to drag racing.
Nice launch. Both drivers right at the top end. A big one there. Thomas Myers, 405, 185 to take the victory.
Well, it was a good race, a 405 to a 406. Take a look at the net result with our 1-800-GoGuard.com instant replay. As we approach the finish line, you can see about half a car length there. And finally, Stan Allen would close out the quarterfinal round. Jim Halsey is a no-show, so Allen will get to run a single with that beautiful white Camaro Super Sport.
Boy, that is one nice-looking car all the way around. Beautiful lines, and he is, as Ted, as you mentioned, a single shot here. Halsey having problems back in the staging area, not able to make it here. It has definitely taken their toll a little bit on several competitors in this class. But Allen, this one for fun. Oh, look at that. Wheels up in the air and a nice pass at the top end. A 414 at 175. Not bad.
Very pretty run indeed for Stan Allen. So this is the way they'll go into the semifinals as we progress through the program. Meanwhile, Pro Extreme, the blown guys, we promised you they're coming up next.
Knowledge is horsepower. AutoShopVideos.com is the place to find the latest instructional DVDs to assist you with your hands-on automotive projects. Learn about heads, porting and valve trains, performance carburetors, and even tips on painting your ride. If you like hot rods, performance cars, killer trucks, and blazing fast race cars, AutoShopVideos.com is the place to be. Find out the secrets to making serious horsepower, what works and what doesn't. Attention drag racers. AutoShopVideos.com has DVDs on performance carburetors, superchargers, and the most effective power adder, nitrous oxide. Take the mystery out of cranks, rods, pistons, and flywheels with the double DVD set on rotating assemblies. Autoshop.com has DVDs on bodywork, painting your own car, fabrication, and building your own engine. Remember, knowledge is horsepower, and it's available at AutoShopVideos.com.
Well, the adventure of the bug carries on. Will the kid eat the bug for $5? Take a look. He says, no, I'm going to put it back where I found it.
No, catch and release, catch and release.
All right, release the bug. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Frankie the Madman Taylor. He'll be getting a single run. Bill Clanton went home early. So all Frankie has to do is take the kitty tree, stage up, and leave. So he approaches the beams.
And again, we should mention with the severe weather, this actually extended this event for one day. Now, the grandstands, that's why they're not full, and that's why some of these drivers had to get back home.
Kenny motioned him to get back. He rolled through both the beams, having a little trouble getting back there. Now they push him back. Okay, Frankie, watch the arm. Don't watch the bulbs above his head.
It's all about Kenny on the Kenny tree. Single pass here.
Watch the arm go up. That tells you you're pre-staged. I think he's busy watching his crewman. Remember, all he has to do is stage up. There we go. The arm comes down. All you got to do is leave the line. And you, my friend, have won the round.
And you can move on to the next round. So the madman there making it look easy.
It's still a W, right?
Still a W. Huh? You told them to get a transmission and put it in low.
You know, I think Frankie might have had problems there because he was wanting to make sure that he got a W out of that. Bob Mandel, the second right here. Looks like he's going to have a single run. Boy, he burned out way down track there with that beautiful 1955 Chevrolet Nomad. He's supposed to be running Bubba Stanton, but Bubba didn't show.
Bubba Stanton was the #1 qualifier, and on a weekend when it rains, it pours. He had rear end problems after that first round, and he's headed back to the house.
So he'll stage up again. All he has to do is take the Kinney tree, takes his time. He's going to make a pass. If it weaves around just a little bit, then straightens it out. Lifted, saving the motor, 431, 162 miles per hour. Now here comes Travis Swearingen, and he'll be on a single. He was supposed to race Jason Scruggs. You're on board with Travis. Talk about a lucky break. What happened to Jason?
Jason Scruggs has been Mr. Performance all weekend long. His father had a little pit road injury incident, so they headed on the way back to the house for Jason Scruggs. That's why he's a no-show. So Travis is going to have an opportunity to make some things happen here.
Well, remember, there is a good reason to stage up and take the tree, or take the arm, as it were, in the 8th mile, because remember, low ET gets lane choice, and that's important when you get to the next round. The advantage of a single is you can wait and leave when you want to, just like in qualifier. Well, you can see the tire shake right there when he left the line.
Unbelievable tire shake. You really have to be on your A game there to be able to hold everything, keep it pointed in the right direction at 556, 87 miles per hour. As Ted mentioned, it's not all about the performance there, just making the pass.
Here comes Alec Hosler, and if Josh Hernandez makes it, we'll have a pair.
Yeah, unbelievable. This class so very, very competitive, and you didn't need all the ancillary problems that have faced some of these racers. This could be an interesting pair here, and Alex could have the opportunity to be the big giant killer here against Josh Hernandez. Now, Hernandez had an entire cheering section yesterday before the rains came, so right now there's an awful lot of thoughts with the National Guard folks that are behind him all the way.
The Tommy Leeper owned 1-800-GO-GUARD.com National Guard sponsored entry. 57 Chevrolet, the heavy favorite right there, although Alex stages first. Now they're both staged. The arms come down. What a nice hole shot by Josh Hernandez. Boy, was he on top of it.
But Hernandez all over the racetrack at about mid-track right there, a 692 at 193. Nice pass for Hernandez.
He may have had a rolling start or something going on there, because that ET certainly does not match that mile per hour, but there's no doubt right there as you look at the replay, he was the winner.
I think he staged just a little bit deep. Tommy Leeper says, I'm a happy camper. We're moving to the next round.
And we'll see who he faces in the next round right here. It'll be Travis Swearingen as you see the ladder graduated out to the semifinals. We'll take a break. Two-wheel action when we return. Stay tuned.
"25 years of design and thousands of man-hours on product development. Flowmaster measures real performance where it matters most. Delivering the power you want, Flowmaster's complete family of performance mufflers outperforms any other street muffler with a sound and tone that's right for your vehicle. Check out our website, flowmastermufflers.com.
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives. It's more than money for college. It's built my character and given me a sense of accomplishment. Now I'm on a career path, and I'm the leader of my team.
I put on the uniform, and I have a whole new outlook on life. Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
Going back to Saturday now, when we had a packed house, the Michigan National Guard turned out for a very impressive flag ceremony. And who to handle it better than those National Guard guys? Our hats off to them. Now we'll move back to Sunday Pro Extreme Motorcycle Semifinals coming up right now. It'll feature Scott Gray and Charlie Profit.
Guys have had 24 hours to think about things, and this is semifinal action. Now, both of these two fellas have had incredible hole shots throughout the entire ADRL tour, and they're bringing all that experience right now to the line. Profit and Gray, one half of the semifinals. The winner here, marching on to the finals at Martin, Michigan.
Boy, Profit, a beautiful paint job on that bike with the flames and everything. Good start right there. Look at the front tire carried all the way down to about the 400-foot mark. Scott Gray, 4.38, 167 miles per hour. He'll advance into the final.
And for Gray, that's huge mile per hour.
Crew very happy with the results of that race. We'll get ready for the next one, which will feature T.T. Jones and Monty Campbell.
Both of these two competitors, ETs, have matched up throughout about the weekend, so this is a pretty even drag race right on face of it. And again, we're using the Kenny tree here, so no reaction time. But these guys are going to look to see if they can get any advantage possible. They've been very, very close both times during their quarterfinal matchups coming in here to the semifinals.
One of the officials checking under the bike right there to make sure everything's okay, and other official waved him off, said, no, he's good. I think they were making sure there weren't any liquids, because that could be a very dangerous situation. They determined everything's safe, so they'll stage him up. Remember, watch Kenny's arms. When he goes straight out, that's the pre-stage. When he puts his arm up in the air, you are staged. So both bikes are pre-staged. They stage slowly because these bikes can red light very easily, although there's no red light system going here today with the tree stage, and Kenny quickly drops the arms right there.
Just about dead even on the jump of the tree, but T.T. Jones will take the victory at the 449 at 162.38 miles per hour. Big time for a motorcycle.
So let's bring up the ladder. That'll set up our final right there between T.T. Jones and Scott Gray. We'll have that in just a few moments. But right now, let's go to the Skinny Tire guys. Pro 10.5 semifinals. Brent Rao was supposed to face Billy Glidden, but Billy Glidden is a no-show, so it'll be a single run for Brent right here.
And that's the problem is we've gone into another day after the severe weather last night. Many of these guys with jobs on Monday, or in Billy Glidden's case, probably a very busy shop, have to get back to work. They're going to have to sacrifice that victory and all the fun that they could have been having here in Michigan.
This is from the NHRA Sport Compact Series. You saw that little thing that looked like a scoop on the hood. That was actually the turbocharger breather where he brings the air in. Again, taking advantage of it being a single run. He leaves just like it was timing and lifts early, shuts off. He'll drift through the lights. I don't know if he did that on purpose or he had a problem.
Ted, I think there may be a problem with that car. It didn't sound right. About the halfway point, he started to lift there.
Well, it could be. Meanwhile, let's take a look at our other semifinal pairing. That was Gary White in the import car from the Sport Compact Series. Michelle Wilson having a problem getting the car fired. One of the crewmen in there's trying to see if he can figure it out, but it looks like Gary White will go ahead and do a burnout with the Titan-sponsored entry.
Tough break for Michelle Wilson as she can't get the car fired and bring it to the line, so it is a single pass here in that nice little Toyota. You can tell that sound. Ain't nothing else like it on the planet. Boy, he's skating all over the place. And lifted maybe just a tad early there with the 447 at 156.73 miles per hour.
Yeah, when you hear that stuttering, many times that's not what you think it is, a two-step or something like that. A little sadness there in Michelle's camp. What that is, many times, is the wastegate, which allows exhaust to go out and not go through the turbocharger because you don't want too much boost. You blow the head off that thing.
Yep, one of those things. Michelle Wilson, she'll come back to run it again another day. She's disappointed, but boy, take a look at this ladder. It has changed drastically. The number one qualifier has to sit on the sidelines.
Brett Rao will face Gary White in the finals. We'll have that in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, we'll take another break. Uh-oh, the clouds are starting to threaten.
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives.
I never thought I'd have such an impact on my community.
It's more than money for college. It's built my character and given me a sense of accomplishment.
Citizen soldiers have two missions. One is right here at home during emergencies.
The Guard opened the door for me. Now I'm on a career path, and I'm the leader of my team. When your country calls, you go, proudly.
I put on the uniform, and I have a whole new outlook on life. Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
Well, we have junior dragsters, 2 at the Flowmaster ADRL Pizza Hut Summer Nationals here in Martin, Michigan. We'll work them down to the finals. We'll bring you the finals later on in the show with all the other class finals.
Junior dragsters very popular in the ADRL series. Well, they might be onto something big right here as well. They're running the 8th mile.
Which is normal. Junior dragsters always run the 8th mile. Pro Nitrous Semifinals coming up right now. Thomas Myers burns out in the Corvette. He'll be facing Billy Harper, the governor would-be. Now that smoke, it looks like the smoke is actually nitrous oxide that they purge the system right before they get ready to race. They want to get all the hot nitrous out and get cold nitrous coming in there.
Nice launch, but in the far lane, just a little bit slippery there. Harper a 4:22, 175 to take the win.
Oh, I'd love to see his reaction time, believe me. Harper chopped the tree down on that one, folks.
Next pair, Dennis Radford and Stan Allen.
I think Allen's having a problem over there in the other lane. Yep. He may have broken during the burnout. He's got it in reverse. He's going to back up, so we'll see what happens right here as Radford backs up. They were acting like there was a problem with Allen. Keep your eyes on it. Yep, they're opening up the car right now.
Crew taking a look at things. In this Pro Nitrous category, an awful lot can go wrong. Crews really have to be on top of their ball game. Boy, what a tough situation here after you've survived this long through all the rain, all the lightning, all the layoffs to be able to watch a semifinal and you're not competing in it. Dennis Radford will have a single pass here. Nice launch on the CUDA, and he starts drifting. Boy, I think he may be a little bit close to the center line there.
But look at the ET, 407, 180, and it wasn't even a straight pass. You're right, Doc. He was tippy-toeing along that yellow line. Let's take another look with our 1-800-GO-GUARD.com instant replay. Whoa, just right at the edge of it right there, but he's legally didn't cross it. Well, they had a little discussion on the starting line about him crossing the line. He did not, so Dennis Radford will face Billy Harper when we go to our finals in just a few moments coming up in the next segment. Meanwhile, Pro Extreme Semifinals right now. Here comes Josh Hernandez, the National Guard sponsor, 57 Chevy. His opponent will be this guy, Travis Swearingen.
Hernandez, good. Swearingen looking to be the giant killer here if at all possible. Hernandez has been one of the great guys in this particular sport, Pro Mod racing, from almost the very start of it all. And we've got problems for Swearingen as we take a look there. His crew going to have to back him towards the line, and it doesn't look as if he's going to be able to make the call.
Oh, boy. Unless he's just lost reverse, we're going to have another single run, and, folks, that's it. Josh Hernandez will have a single. I'll tell you, this race was plagued by everything.
It really was, and it looked like Hernandez there continued to roll forward a little bit. Good thing it was a single. No controversy. A 4 flat, 192.35. Big pass for Josh Hernandez.
We've had lightning. We've had tornadoes. We've had broken cars. We've had cars that wouldn't start. This was the race from hell, let me tell you. And we have another semifinal pairing. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Frankie the Madman Taylor. We're going to get 2 cars in this one because Bob Mandel II is burning out with that 55 Chevy Nomad.
What a beautiful Nomad. Boy, these cars are great. I'll tell you one thing. With all the problems they've had here at Martin, with all the inclement weather, with all the things that happen, all of these racers in pretty good spirits, and they're all wanting to do one thing. Make sure the event gets run off in a safe manner and have a little fun doing it.
But they're having a ball with the arm drop thing.
Why not? Go after it. Have a little fun. Go old school racing.
Look at the wing up at the roof. He puts the wing up at the roof on that 55 Chevrolet. Both cars staged, both just a little late off the line with the arm drop start. Who's going to be the winner? Mandel, 409, 181 miles per hour.
Both of them very quick right off the line. We'll take a look at this one in replay.
Well, possibly a little too quick off the line. Now watch. Over in the far lane, you'll see him roll just a little bit right there before Kenny dropped his arm all the way down. He actually was to the finish line first by, about a foot, but is disqualified for an early start. We call that a red on. So Bob Mandel will go into the finals right there. His crew celebrates He'll face, of course, Josh Hernandez. That's the good news and bad news. Bob, you're in the finals. Bad news, you got to face Hernandez.
Yeah, the place you didn't want to be in this race, the number 1 qualifier. Hasn't happened.
More bad news. The rains came again to Martin, Michigan. Guess what? We're going to put everything away, call it off for Martin, Michigan. We'll have all the finals coming up when we move to Radford, Virginia. Stay tuned.
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives. It's more than money for college. It's built my character and given me a sense of accomplishment. Now I'm on a career path and I'm the leader of my team.
I put on the uniform and I have a whole new outlook on life. Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
25 years of design and thousands of man-hours on product development. Flowmaster measures real performance where it matters most. Delivering the power you want, Flowmaster's complete family of performance mufflers outperforms any other street muffler with a sound and tone that's right for your vehicle. Check out our website, flowmastermufflers.com.
Welcome back, folks, to the Flowmaster ADRL Pizza Hut Summer Drags. Only this time we're at Radford, Virginia, Motor Mile Dragway. 8th mile, we're going to finish it all up. We'll start out with the Junior Dragster Finals. None other than Kenny Nowling Jr., and he would face Carrie Mae Smith.
Isn't that the world-famous Roy Hill?
That is he, because Roy is one of the sponsors of the Junior Drags they have here on the ADRL circuit. Most of them go to his school. He has an excellent school for junior dragsters. Kenny Nowling Jr. looks like he got to jump off the starting line, and he'll pick up the win. Kenny with a 9:16 at 71 miles per hour to defeat Carrie Mae Smith.
Every drag racing career has to start with one win.
Yep.
Who helped you the most?
My Uncle Roy.
Roy Hill?
Yeah, he teaches me everything, and he teaches me all the stuff I need to know to get this win.
You know what? Nobody can argue with you. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Drag racers are renowned for their sportsmanship, but here at Radford, we've got a situation that transcends anything we've seen before. Scott Gray was originally supposed to run T.T. Jones in the final round of the rained-out Martin, Michigan drag racing event, and apparently you could easily just stage up and make a single run, but no?
No, we put a lot of thought into it, and TT's got a very unfortunate deal he's dealing with right now, and
a very rare blood disease, I believe, is what we're hearing.
Yes, yep. And you know, we put a lot of thought into it and thought that it was the right thing to wait. So,
a tremendous gesture. Now, I presume you'll wait till the next event in Budds Creek, Maryland, correct?
Yes, yeah, we're supposed to finish the finals in Budds Creek.
And I guess Amber probably pushed you into this decision, right?
You know, I'm always behind him 100%, so I'm right there with him. We're going to wait.
I can tell by the look in her eyes she's proud of you, and so are we.
Yes, oh yes, definitely.
Well, we'll look at the point standings until we get to Budds Creek. You can see T.T. Jones, who has that ailment, is on top. So that was really a very generous gesture made right there. Extreme 10.5 Finals. Now, even though everything's working in Radford, because they started with an arm drop, they're going to continue. Kenny Nowling, president of the ADRL, will be out there on the A-frame one more time doing the arm drop start.
Well, to kind of keep it consistent and also to stay with kind of the feel of that entire race. Coming back through again, the finals for Michigan here at Radford at the Motor Mile Dragway, where they'll have another final, which you'll see later on in the series.
Guess what, though? In the true tradition and the curse of Martin, Michigan, we're going to have a single run. Gary White right here will make the single. You'll see the lights on the tree, the stage and pre-stage working fine, but they don't count the tree down. Kenny gives him the arm drop, 512, 152. Gary White will be your champion. Boy, on the binder's hard there, too, getting it stopped. Now, while the next pair burn out, let's go down to top end where Brett Kepner is waiting.
Not the easiest single you ever made in your life.
No, it really wasn't what we wanted, but we're trying out a new transmission in this thing, and we got a couple bugs to work out. This is our second pass down the track. So.
What's different about the transmission?
We went from a G-Force to a Lenco.
Oh, no kidding. So you don't have to use a clutch pedal anymore, huh?
No, it's clutch car.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah, it's still a clutch car.
And presenting the one thing that you wanted on that single run, Sergeant First Class Metzler presents to you.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Army National Guard, your first Minuteman trophy. I tell you right now, I'm sure you're going to get another one before the end of the year.
Let's take a look at the point standings right there with Mike Hill on top, but not by a lot. Michelle Wilson running a close second place. Steve Gorman right after her. Pro Nitrous Finals coming up. You saw them burning out, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Harper and Dennis Radford. There's Radford, that 1970 Mopar.
These guys persevered an awful lot at Martin as they roll in here to Radford. They're ready to go in their finals. Pro Nitrous, this one always good. And the fans here at Radford are in for a real treat because they sit right on top of this dragster. First front row seats for them. Harper and Radford in the final.
Harper over there in the far lane. Now the pre-stage and the stage lights work. Oh, problems right there for Radford. So Billy Harper will take the easy win, 587 at 83 miles per hour as he lifted. He probably saw, I think he also broke loose, but he probably saw Harper having problems. Let's go to top end and see if Brett can shed some light on it.
I got to say that when you two get together, it is definitely a race.
Well, you never know what's going to happen, but you know we're both going for it. And
But he's the guy that tunes your car, so you got to at least trust him to give you something to race him against.
if I didn't totally trust him, it would never work. But I do, and he gave me all it had, and it was a fun try. And
took a little driver talent there too.
Well, you know, we're both can hang in there and see what happens. So.
Well, I know you weren't racing for anything but one particular item that I know you were waiting for, and here's Sergeant First Class Metzler with that particular item.
Again, congratulations on behalf of the Army National Guard, the Minuteman Trophy. As we spoke before, I said you had to get another one so you had bookends, and I guess you took that very seriously, and here's your second award, sir.
Dennis Radford has the points lead over Jim Halsey. Billy Harper is in third place. Believe me, he moved up. He appreciated getting that win in Pro Nitrous. Now, Pro Extreme Final. These are the kings, the fast guys. Backing up right there is Bob Mandel, the second. With that 1955 Chevrolet, he'll face none other than the National Guard entry, Josh Hernandez.
Two good-looking cars, two great gentlemen, two outstanding sportsmen as they get set to light them up here. Pro Extreme Finals, again the finals from the Pizza Hut Summer Drags, held in Martin, but wrapped up here in Radford. On the arm drop, both of them look very good off the line. This one's going to be Josh Hernandez at the big end. 389, 192.55 miles per hour. Hernandez to take the victory.
Great driving job by Josh Hernandez. Almost into the sand trap and then wheels it around just in time to stay out of it.
I don't think anybody would have expected you to try and run 387 at over 190 miles an hour just to get another one of those Minutemen trophies.
Oh, are you kidding me? Man, we'll do anything it takes. These things are awesome.
That was a drag race and a half. I mean, you obviously, Jim Oddie threw everything he had at it.
Well, you need to. I mean, this is the finals, man. Anybody showing up for the finals at an ADRL race better bring their A game, and these guys bring it every time. So we brought ours. I mean, for the National Guard, 300,000 citizen soldiers out there. Guess what? I got one for, let's say, every 100,000 soldiers now. All right,
299,997 to go. But here's the third one, the one that you wanted from Sergeant First Class Metzler.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations,
Thank
Josh.
you, sir.
I don't know what was better, the you getting this one or watching you try to stop the car and hold up them horses before you ended up in the gravel pit, because I can tell you we were all over here, and I just wanted to say that congratulations again. You know, we spent 2 days together. We went to the Pentagon on a tour. You went to Arlington Cemetery, and you know the thing that I got to say is that Josh Hernandez said to me, he goes, 350,000. That was the number. He goes, now it has meaning to me. I truly understand what 350,000 soldiers are. And I want to say thank you so much for driving for us and wearing our colors.
Thank you.
I truly mean that.
Thank you. We appreciate what you guys do for us. And, you know, we get up for the fight for you guys. You know, and tonight was a little bit of a battle down here at this end for sure. But, hey, we won the battle, we won the war, and this is for you guys right there.
Cool.
Yeah! Can you count to 3?
Josh Hernandez, a commanding lead. Jason Scruggs, who had some tough luck up in Martin, Michigan. And Bubba Stanton also had tough luck in second and third place.
I had to get everybody who was still in eliminations together, including this fine man. At least I thought he was my friend. Anyway, everybody agreed to it, but Steve had one concession. He said, if we do this, you have to shave your head after the final. Well, fortunately, I got to keep my hair a month longer because we got rained out right before the final. Yeah,
You can save mine.
Anyway, so from our perspective, I thought, well, you know, I'll come here and by now Steve will have forgotten. Well, guess what? He didn't forget. And I'm glad he didn't because I teach my kids you got to be honorable and you got to keep your word. So I gave him my word and we were going to keep it. Jess, are you going to do the honors? I'm going to do it. Oh, well, here we go. We're going to need a chair, though. If we're going to do this, let's do it old school. We need a barber. Jess is coming with a chair. All right. There we go.
Mohawk! Mohawk!
I missed the spot there. All right, take your time.
Get his eyebrows, too. I got some grease in the car.
Take your time. How about a few years ago, Steve Gorman, relatively unknown, now he's a world champion and a world-class barber. I'll give any man here one of those $100 bills to do it next.
Right here. Right down.
There you go. All right, I got 4 more.
Shaving your head seems to be the in thing to do in Radford, Virginia, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, they got a whole line of people up in the barber chair.
That's a happy face right there.
Well, Kenny said he had 5 $100 bills, and looks like he's going to get 5 guys take his money. Ooh, a real head of hair right there.
Yeah, well, they're young. It'll all grow back. Wait one of these days, friend. You want to have it all back. Boy, some great racing here. Congratulations, all the champions.
And that'll be a wrap for this edition of Adrenaline the Series. I'm Ted Jones for Doc Riley and Brett Kepner. We leave you with the Interceptor, the world's only police jet car. This has been a production of Masters Entertainment Group in conjunction with ADRL Productions.